We're gonna do this in one take. One take, Jake. Call this a day, man. Listen, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, or Kendrick Lamar's performance. Let's talk about it. It's probably gonna only last 2, maybe 3 days. Let's talk about it. Let's get over it, right? Well, he got to perform on a national stage, right? So everybody got to see Kendrick Lamar, not just the culture. And the general consensus is, I put a post on my YouTube. Some people said it was bad. I got 53% bad and about 40% that said it was fire. As I read through the comments, a lot of people are saying, man, the beef is old. It was 6 months ago. The worst halftime show ever. Some people said it was fire. And then, of course, you got the Philadelphia Glazers, a.k.a. the K-Bot Glazers, that are like, oh, my gosh, did you get the symbolism? Samuel L. Jackson, Samuel, Uncle Sam. I'm taking this from Devon Thomas from my Facebook page, man. Shout out to you. He said something that I think is very, very precise. Anytime you have to explain a joke, it's not funny. When the stomach isn't turning and the tears are flowing because of a joke, it's not funny when you got to explain everything. And so Kendrick Lamar, y'all got to get your dictionaries, you got to get your symbolism out, you got to get your woke hats on to get what he's doing. And it's like, I ain't got time for that. And y'all can say it's going over your head as a passive aggressive way of trying to call people stupid, but we just ain't got time for that. We don't. Make it dope, right? Rihanna's halftime performance was pretty dope. Had some theatrics in it. She was, going up on a whole little thing. It was dope. There's no symbolism a bunch needed. But I thought the halftime show was not that great. I love the Grand National because it's my favorite car, right? Favorite old school car. Hopping out of the Grand National, dope. But then he did swimming pools, he did Humble, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh man, is this what he about to do the whole thing? Because he can't carry this. And my brother, who was a K-Dot fan, I said to him, I said, eventually he got to come out with SZA. He's going to have to come out with SZA or somebody else because he's not carrying this. And within 10 seconds of me saying that, SZA comes out. And then after that, I'm like, all right, so you really only got Not Like Us left. And he drops the sample to Not Like Us. I'm like, yeah, bro, like, this is really it for you. This is really it. Like, there's no large catalog that you can perform. And many of us knew it, and we know what this is. We know that this is a continuation of the Drake versus Kendrick beef, and to solidify Kendrick as the winner, right? So, with all that being said, I'm like, yeah, this performance was not that dope. I said, but you know what? Let me go through, social media. Let's see what they say. I made a post on my YouTube. Right now, it's like 53% bad, 40% that says it was fire, and a lot of people that had fresh eyes that didn't know Kendrick Lamar were able to say, yeah, that was the worst performance ever. That was a bad performance. Kendrick Lamar fans, yeah, that was a mid. You could have left that one out, bro. I said, because how long are you going to ride this out? But Kendrick Lamar is not a performer, yo. Lil Wayne, and might be a stretch for many people, I think would have done a better job. Maybe he didn't knock it out the park, but I think he would have done a better job because it was in New Orleans. He could have brought out some of the hot boys and all that, and people would have got it. They would have got it because it made sense to put Lil Wayne there. Kendrick Lamar cannot carry that whole thing by himself. Hell, Drake would have probably did a better job at the halftime show than him. It just is what it is. Y'all can comment below. Y'all can K-Dot, fire me in the comments. Y'all can unsubscribe to me if you don't like my take. I don't care. This is my real thoughts. We already know that Jay-Z's over the creative process of the halftime show. He's also got his foot in the door when it comes to the Grammys. Obviously, when you see how many freaking Beyonce's won, and K-Dot Last week won the Grammys. This week he's at the halftime show. This is all a part of the Drake stimulus package. You gotta hop off the Drake stick, right? Here's my my last analogy before I get off this video, and I want y'all to comment below. Y'all tell me, right? Tell me I'm dumb. Tell me I'm a Drake stan and all that stuff. Go ahead, drop it. Jay-Z versus Nas. Jay-Z was able to take off after the beef and continue to ascending. 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. Wankster comes out in the club. He's able to ride that out. He's able to ride past the beef. Tupac versus Biggie. The best diss song was Hit 'Em Up. No questions asked. Hit 'Em Up was dope. And then obviously he was able to continue after that. Right? Drake versus Kendrick, which I think personally the best diss song was Family Matters. But of course, the Glazers are gonna glaze up, not like us. So after that, he went like this. And then it came down. His album came out, he got a little momentum, he came back down, won the Grammys, not a whole lot of momentum. And then this halftime show didn't even get off the ground. He hasn't been able to capitalize like the other rappers who were able to capitalize off of a beef because he's too Drake focused. The A minor chain, the Serena Williams coming out, which is his ex girl, and say Drake, Drake. It was all Drake focused. You haven't been able to move past that. And so the real question is, Kendrick, after this, if you do come out with your part 2 album or whatever, are you going to be able to surpass the beef, or will you only be just as good as the beef and the hype of the beef? The performance, my opinion, wasn't good. Wasn't entertaining. I'm watching it like, yeah, so is this what we about to hype up? And you know what's funny? When it got to a national stage and other people got to see Kendrick Lamar perform, a lot of folks said that it was the worst performance ever. It was the worst performance. It was bad. And so I'm looking like, well, I guess it's not just me. Because we understand that he's not a performer. And he shouldn't have been up there. I mean, we get why he was up there to pretty much just put the nail in the coffin and all that. But it didn't go over well with the other folks that they didn't know that are watching the Super Bowl. Some folks that know a little bit about Kendrick, some that don't. And they're like, nah, that wasn't it. So there's my opinion about the halftime show. You know, you got to eventually move past it. I mean, Drake's coming out with an album with Party Next Door, which, I'm not saying it's going to be amazing or great, but Drake has already moved past it. He's making music, and then he's talking about making a one-on-one album. So, like, you don't want to keep riding it, and then if his album does do pretty good, you don't want to ride it all the way up to there, and then he's already come out with a bunch of songs by then, But I also don't like how Drake handled the beef. I'll be honest with you. I don't like how he handled it. The suing, I think, was dumb, but whatever. But he has to come back with the music. So you can't just keep riding this out, man. Like it's pretty much on the ground now. So there y'all go. Glazers, comment below. Other than that, I'm getting off this video. Like I say after every video, this is chess, not checkers. I'm gonna see y'all at work.